Good afternoon, YouTube. I promised you guys an update on my tag sale find cup. Now, as I told you, I'll start using it once I get a handle made and put on it. So, for the moment, we're going to simply assume that you're not from Rio Linda and know how to figure things out. Because I've already gone ahead and got the... I don't want to say this, the actual metal work out of the way, or most of it. I still got to drill some holes, I got to put some epoxy and some rivets. But I think you can figure that out too. Here's what I've done. I took a piece of steel wire that I'd found. This was on a sign, one of those stick in the yard signs that the event had passed. They'd taken it out of the ground and thrown it out in the street. So I picked it up. I'm going to clean it before I finish, but that's where I've gotten started. Then I took some flashing that I had, and I cleaned the white paint off of it, and I bent two pieces, just like so. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill 4 holes for rivets, put some epoxy between the metal of the flashing and the lid, and then put the rivets in and rivet it down. And then I will have a bail handle on top of my little lid. That's update number 1 for this project. I will bring you along when I get a little further along on this project. Oh, good afternoon, YouTube. Now, I showed you earlier the progress of my little cup. But I omitted showing you some of the steps. Well, now I'm going to show you some of the next steps in more detail because they're more intricate and more detailed and require more how-to shown. Stick with me and we'll see what I can show you. Okay, the first thing we have to do is we have to mark the location of our dog ears. Hang on a minute. Okay, first things first, we have to mark the location of our butterflies to get the rivets. Okay, because first we have to take a Dremel and rough the surface of the lid for the 2-part epoxy. There we go. Like that. Okay. Now, we have to rough the surface with a Dremel tool. Okay, the point is we want good adhesion, and stainless is so smooth, you've got to rough it up to make sure you have good adhesion of the glue. Now that should give us a rough surface for the glue to adhere to. We'll be back when I get the glue mixed up and ready. Okay. Now I'm going to show you, even though everybody's seen mixing up epoxy. Okay. This is what we're doing. We're mixing up epoxy. Now then, what we're going to do is we're just going to daub a little bit on the ears of the butterflies. Period. Okay. There's that one. Now we're going to dab a little bit on this. Okay. So there we go. And I'm going to hold this for a couple minutes until the epoxy dries. We'll get back to you. Okay, now since well, I can't say most. Since a goodly number of you out there have never even seen a rivet gun, I have not gone ahead and finished the job. This is what a rivet looks like before it's used. This is a rivet gun. There are 4 different rivet heads. They come with 1 already installed and 3 more. Now this was the one already installed. I switched it to this one for the smallest rivet that I have. That's what's in here. What you do is you put the rivet in through the hole you drill, and then you take the rivet gun. See if I can do this so you can see and watch. You put it on over the shank all the way to the bottom and you press down, and then you squeeze until you hear it snap. And what happens is that little shank pulls a ball. On the end of the shank is a little ball, and it pulls it up into the rivet, causing the rivet to expand, and then it snaps the shank off the top. You can see, if I hold this close enough, you see how there's a little ball at the tip? And that's what gets pulled up inside. Let's see if you can see these from the inside of the lid. No, you can't. I'm so sorry. But anyhow, they're inside the plastic, so that's a good thing. You can see where I had to drill all the way through, and some of the plastic bits wound up inside. This will definitely have to be washed before I can use it. After I get done finishing the rivet job. Sometimes you have to squeeze it 2 or 3 times, but that's okay. It means you're doing a better rivet job than... Yeah, well, I gotta leave that laying down. Bugger. There we go. Yes, indeed. Bugger. Well, that rivet bent, so I don't think it's any good. So we'll just slot a new one in there. Not a problem. It's good when it's a tight fit. And like that, we now have a bail handle with 3 positions, and it stays where you put it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A new handle is born on a canteen cup. Ladies and gentlemen, no, my rivets are not perfectly aligned. But you know what? I don't care about perfectly aligned. I care about strong, and that is a strong rivet-on job. I mean, it's so stiff that this handle stays in place. I don't have to monkey with it. Now all I got to do is figure out what to put on there so I don't burn my hands when I use it. Okay, we'll bring this project to a campsite near you soon. Prepper Embarado, peace out.